If you want to fully prepare for PTE Core without failure, check out our self-paced course link in the description. We guarantee your improvement, and if you don't see it, get all your money back. More details given in the description. Today, we are continuing our deep dive into PTE Core Reading section. If you understand the task types but still hesitate between options, then this video is for you. So this session focuses on how meaning flows across sentences, how PTE Core tests your ability to track logic, intention, and structure under time pressure. We will go concept by concept and using extended exam style examples so you can clearly see how answers are built and broken. So the first concept is tracking logical connections between sentences. Let me tell you why this one matters in PTE core reading. Because sentences rarely stand alone. Your job is to identify how one sentence connects to the next, whether it shows cause, contrast, continuation, or result. Here is an example. You just read it. The organization introduced flexible working arrangements to improve employee well-being dash overall productivity increased during the following quarter. And the options are, however, as a result, meanwhile, in contrast. Now, you have to do a step by step thinking. What is the first sentence? That is the action taken, right? And the second sentence is the outcome observed. So if you see the first sentence here, the organization introduced flexible working arrangements to improve employee well-being. They have introduced a flexible working arrangement. So that's an action taken. And the second sentence is about the outcome. So overall productivity increased. So we need a connector showing the cause and effect, right? So what would be the right answer here? Of course, all are the connectors, but the appropriate connector is as a result. That's the correct option. Now, let me tell you another example. The initial proposal was welcomed by staff members. Dash, senior management expressed concerns about long-term cost. And the options are therefore, similarly, however, as a result. So if you see the first sentence, that is a positive response, right? The initial proposal was welcomed by staff members. And immediately, if you see the second sentence, senior management expressed concerns. So it is about the concern. So meaning that means it should be a contrast. So what are the words given here? However, similarly, and the first one is therefore, as a result. So what would be the right option when we talk about the contrast? Easy, right? However, that's the right option. So you have to think in this way. So what you need to remember is logical connectors control the meaning. Grammar alone will not save you. So you need to always identify the relationship first and the word second. In that way, you can identify the correct word. And let me move on to the second concept, understanding writer's intention, not just the meaning. PTE Core often asks questions where multiple answers are factually correct, but only one matches why the writer included the sentence. Got it? So here is an example. Although online learning provides flexibility, some educators argue that it reduces opportunities for real-time discussion. So the question is, why does the writer mention educators' opinions? The options are to promote online education, to highlight a limitation of online learning, to compare teaching styles, to describe technological tools. And the right option is option B, because the word although signals the balance, right? The writer is introducing a concern, not a praise here. There is another example I want to show you. Several studies suggest that regular exercise improves mental health, particularly in reducing symptoms of anxiety. And the question is, what is the writer's main purpose here? So you need to find out the writer's main purpose. And the options are to recommend medical treatment, to explain how studies are conducted, to support the benefits of exercise, to discuss mental health disorders. And the option is option C. Because why is this sentence here? That you need to ask yourself. So you have to watch reporting verbs like argue, suggest, claim. Intention beats the information. Okay? Carefully analyze that. And let's move on to the concept third one. So the third concept is identifying cause versus result. So this one is the high frequency trap. Kindly listen carefully. Candidates often confuse here what happened with why it happened, especially under time pressure. So let's see an example here. Because of ongoing supply chain disruption, several manufacturers were forced to delay product launches. And the question here is what caused the delay? Simple, right? The options are product launches, market demand, supply chain disruptions, and manufacturing growth. And the correct option is option C, because here it explains supply chain disruptions. Because of ongoing supply chain disruption, several manufacturers were forced to delay product launches. So you should not get confused with the product launches delay with supply chain disruption. Supply chain disruption is the reason. That's why they are forced to delay their product launches. So you need to understand the reason why with what. Now, another example, the city experienced frequent power outages. Consequently, many businesses suffered financial losses. And the question here is what was the result? Power outages, financial losses, energy demand, and infrastructure investment. Of course, the correct option is option B, financial losses, right? So this one is the reverse structure. If you see here, the city experienced frequent power outages and consequently many businesses suffered financial losses. So because of this reason, and or this actions, what are the consequences are businesses suffered financial losses. So this one is the reverse structure. So what you need to remember is cause words like because of, due to. Try to identify and analyze it so that you can come up with the correct option. And the result words also matters a lot. Say for example, therefore, consequently. You need to look out for it very carefully and identify the direction before answering. Let's move on to the next concept, separating main point from supporting details. PTE Core loves hiding the main idea among examples. Okay, so let me show you an example here. Remote healthcare services have gained popularity in recent years. Patients can consult doctors online, receive digital prescriptions, and access follow up care without visiting clinics. This approach has improved accessibility for individuals living in rural areas. So, the main idea, what is the main idea here? Growth and importance of remote healthcare services. And the supporting details, if you see here, there are so many supporting details. They have given online consultations, digital prescriptions, and rural access improvement. Right. So you should able to identify what is the main idea and what are the supporting details. Remember options that list only examples but ignore the central idea. That would be the common trap. Okay. So what you need to remember is main idea is the general statement. That's the common, that's the big idea. And the details are like proof, examples, reasons, evidences. All these comes under supporting details. So you should try to differentiate what is the main idea and what are the supporting details. Now the next concept is smart time control using question priority. So why this matters is high scorers don't read everything deeply, they read strategically. So remember that. So here is an example. You are given a very long passage, and the question is about one specific factor. Okay. So what approach you should apply here is first you have to read the question, then you have to identify the keywords, then scan only the relevant paragraph. So if you are reading everything, each and every word in the paragraph, then you will lose your time. So first you have to read the question and then try to identify what is the keyword and then try to scan the relevant paragraph related to the keyword and you can answer the question for it. So, strong performance and PTE core reading comes from logical awareness, intention recognition, cause, effect, clarity, main idea, control, time intelligence. So, when you train these skills, okay, whatever the skills I just told you now, logical awareness, intention recognition, cause, effect, clarity, main idea, control, and time intelligence, then reading becomes predictable, not stressful. If you want to fully prepare for PTE Core without failure, check out our self-paced course link in the description. We guarantee your improvement and if you don't see it, get all your money back. More details in the description.